I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members for your continued support. Thank you, and consider joining today for added perks and exclusive content. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Beast Wars Megatron, and I love this toy. Originally released in 1997, this was an Ultra Class figure that retailed for approximately $20, and this is the original 1997 figure that we have here in front of us. So Megatron here, in his first appearance in Beast Wars, was turned into a dinosaur, a T-Rex, and funny that they made him purple. You know, back in the 90s, you could have made all kinds of jokes about a purple dinosaur, but there you go. Here in T-Rex mode, Megatron is huge. He's approximately 12 inches long and about 7 inches tall. It's funny that this Ultra Class $20 figure is actually just a touch bigger than the current Leader Class Beast Wars Megatron that we have now. We'll see a comparison with him in just a moment, but just kind of going all the way around. Yeah, he's purple, or a shade of purple, or lilac if you want to call him that. He does have some green right up here on the top, white teeth, red tongue, kind of a reddish orangey eyes right there, and white claws, and just kind of, he does have some tan shades also along the bottom there, and just kind of going all the way around so you can see the whole T-Rex mode. Yeah, he's kind of, a lot of these early, especially the early Beast Wars figures, they were a little static in terms of posability. He's just really kind of stand there. The forearms, they can move up and down, and they can go in and out just a little bit, and that's really about it. Doesn't do a whole lot there. The legs can move, but if you do, you're gonna kind of break up the look of it. So yeah, again, and he's also not gonna stay. He's not gonna balance really well, so not a whole lot gonna happen there. Now, he did have an action feature in this mode. His head can, or rather his jaw can open and close. These earlier Beast Wars figures, they had a very cool little kind of a water squirting gimmick. Now, mine, again, like I said, this is the original 97 version that we have here in front of us. Mine has never worked. In fact, I also have the 10th anniversary version, which we'll see in a moment. That one has also never worked. I've never had to work in one of these. Maybe one of the current reissue ones will work, but basically, even the top of mine has completely dry rotted and just disintegrated. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But you know, you had a little cap right there. You pull the cap, you fill this up with water, and then this is basically a little squirt gun that goes in and out, and he would squirt water right there. So you would pop this right back into his jaw, just like so. This would clip into place, just like that. And when you open and close his mouth, you can see the tongue moving back and forth right there. So anytime you pulled back on the top of the head, the jaw would open, it would pull back on that tongue piece, and it would squirt water. So that was pretty cool. Now, a couple of comparisons before we get into transformation. Here he is, like I mentioned, with the current Kingdom Megatron. So you can see how these guys look like together. And of course, the current Kingdom one is a little more realistic of a T-Rex mode. But again, you can see where they're almost the same size. This guy is, I'd say, is just a smidge bigger than the Kingdom one right there. So there's that. So you can see those for comparison. And then, of course, here he is with the 10th anniversary re-release, if you want to call it that, of Beast Wars Megatron. And this one, here you don't see it a whole lot here in the Dino mode. You see some subtle differences in the shades of the colors, a little more vibrant, a little more metallic up here at the top. They did give him pupils. The biggest differences you're going to see in robot mode, because they made this guy to look a little closer to what we saw on the TV CG animation than the original figure did. Transformation for Megatron is actually quite simple. So we're going to start right here with the little T-Rex arms, and I'm just going to push these up and around all the way back like that. Take this little front panel right here and just kind of pop that open. Leave it open for now. We're going to come up here to the top of the shell, and we're going to take the top of his body pretty much and just split it in half. And yeah, he's kind of a shell former. And just open these all the way down and around like that. The whole top of the dinosaur here, this is actually going to slide up just a bit. Reach in here, bring the head up until it snaps into place. Just like that. Turn counterclockwise, and there's going to be 2 tabs back here that are going to tab into these slots right there. So go ahead and line that up and tab that into place, and you can bring these down. We're going to take the legs, go ahead and bring these down, straightened out. Bring the leg down and straighten it out. Pull out the heels. Rotate at the knee so that the claws are facing forward, just like that. Move the kibble kind of out of the way here. I like to take these discs right here. These kind of pull out and rotate. And I like to rotate them to where these little vent pieces are facing forward. That also kind of gets out of the way for these shell pieces to kind of move backwards there. So again, just kind of pull that out and rotate that down and move that out of the way. And then I just kind of push them in a little bit just to kind of make it a little cleaner. Okay, up here, the T-Rex neck is going to extend down and out. And then this arm right here, we're going to take this and pop these 2 panels open. Like that. Take this piece of the tail and kind of just rotate it forward like that. Rotate the entire arm. Actually, we want to extend that. And there is Megatron in his robot mode. Let me get this straightened up right there. Adjust the camera. And if you're not familiar with this toy, you're probably looking at this right now going, what the heck? That does not look like Megatron, right? So again, like I said, this is the original figure. And these original figures had the battle mask gimmick. So let's bring him in close. And we're going to take the battle mask and just split it in half and open it all the way up like that. And now you see a little bit more of a familiar face right there for Megatron. So there's Megatron in his robot mode. He stands approximately 7 inches tall at the top of the head right there. And yeah, once you get this battle mask thing, it looks nothing like anything at all. It's a cool sculpt, but the thing of this figure is that it's missing a lot of paint detail. So there's a lot of the detail that just gets lost because it's in a sea of black here and we just don't get to see it. But when you do open the mask up, you can at least see the familiar Megatron face right in there. He does look like he's got these bat eaters hanging off the back of his head, but yeah. It's a cool, quirky figure. I absolutely love it. So yeah, he stands approximately 7 inches tall at the top of the head, a little about 7.5 to 8 on the depending on how you want to go with the kibble right there. But yeah, going all the way around, yes, he does have kibble. He does have this shell of the dinosaur hanging off his back right there. You can adjust it. You can open it up a little bit if you'd like or whatever. And he's also got these big discs here on his legs that we're going to look at in just a moment. Articulation wise, the head can move. The head is actually on a ball joint, so you got some up and down, you got some side to side. Of course, that mask does get in the way. The shoulders can move forward and backwards. He can rotate at the waist. The legs can go forward that far, back that far, in and out. As you see, he's got the articulation is there, but it is limited because a lot of the kibble gets in its own way. He can bend at the knee. He can rotate at the knee. Now, the arms are both different. So on this arm, he does have a little bit of up and down right there. And he can also kind of bend. It's kind of more of the transformation joint. And then, of course, he can turn here as well. And you also had that opening, closing that we had. So let's move this. So you can actually go forward like this and then turn them at this joint like that. If the water squirt gimmick was working, he would carry over that water attack like that. So you could still, do that and he would be attacking or shooting, right? So that does carry over from the dino mode, and it's actually, done fairly well, except for the fact that the little water squirt gun doesn't work anymore. Now, over here, he's got this this clamp attack kind of a thing. So he's got this lever here, and when you pull back on that, it's super stiff, but when you pull back on it, you can see that the arm does kind of open, or that claw does kind of open and close. So that's an attack feature right there. Now, if you don't want him to have a super long arm, you can just kind of bring the arm back and then just click that forward. And that way you've got a little bit more symmetrical or properly proportioned figure. Now on the show, he could, this was really, the tail thing was a weapon. He could take that off and he'd have a regular fist underneath there. The figure didn't do that. And then, of course, you've got these launchers here on the legs, so you can rotate these around. And you got a little button right there on the side. let's use this one here. Move the arm out of the way. So you press on this little button right here. Press on the little button right there, and he'd shoot off these little, kind of like these anchor, or these, I want to say arrows or anchor. He shoots off these projectiles, which were actually rather common for Beast Wars figures. I got a couple of Beast Wars figures, even some of the Japanese figures that have missiles just like this one. I believe my Big Convoy has the same kind of missiles, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, there you go. Pretty cool figure. Still holds up, I think. It's still pretty cool. Couple of comparisons real quick. Here he is one more time with the current Kingdom Leader Class Megatron. And, of course, this guy, they went out of their way to make him look really cartoon accurate, right? So he looks fantastic. Now, if you don't like the mask, the metal mask thing off of here, these are on soft joints right back there, so you can actually just pop those off and put them away if you'd like. It's typically what I tend to do. For the purpose of the review, I actually just put them back on, but I typically keep those off. But there you go. There's Megatron with Kingdom Megatron. And then I mentioned, one more time, I mentioned the 10th anniversary figure. So here we are, and I really do kind of want to show these off side by side. So again, same mode, but this time around, they gave him a new head that's going to be a little more cartoon accurate. They did away with the battle mask feature, and then you can see all of the paint details that they've given them. Let's see if I can kind of get these in there both side by side so you can see them fully. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can see that the legs and thighs here have been painted, and the waist piece, the chest, the torso, everything. Just the details, the paint details that they give into the 10th anniversary figure really does make it stand out. It's like I always say, a little bit of paint can go a long way, and this figure looks absolutely fantastic. This is my definitive version of the Beast Wars Megatron right here. This guy, absolutely love this figure, but I love having the original as well. Love having both. I think actually, should I just keep them both in there? What do you think? Let's just keep them both like that and give them kind of a brotherly side look right there. They're both looking at you. They're both going to mess you up. Yeah, fantastic figure. Absolutely love having these in my collection. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Beast Wars Megatron. What did you think of this figure? By the way, there is a brand new reissue of this figure hitting store shelves right now. So if you want to grab yourself a Beast Wars Megatron, you can get a brand new one right now in stores. Absolutely awesome. And I can't tell you how much I love walking down the toy aisle and seeing these original Beast Wars figures back on shelves. That's why I dug all of mine up, because that keeps me from buying them all over again. Just pull mine out, play with mine, and that way I don't have to buy them again. But it's awesome seeing these guys in stores right now, so you can go and get your own brand new right now. And again, that about does it for the Transformers Beast Wars Ultra Class Megatron. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there. If you want to hit on that, I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.